Welcome to MSA Point 2025, the home of the most fascinating and mind-blowing stories. Today's tale is packed with suspense, drama, and an unforgettable twist. Don't forget to subscribe, click on the notification bell, and select all so you never miss out on our captivating content. Now, grab some popcorn because this story will keep you hooked from start to finish. My life had always been simple: school, friends, and weekends at the park with mom. But everything changed on a quiet Tuesday night. It started with a loud knock at the door. My mom's face turned pale as she hesitated to answer it. "Who could it be?" I whispered. As she opened the door, 3 police officers stormed in. One of them, a tall man with piercing blue eyes, stood out immediately. "Ma'am, we have a warrant for your arrest," he said, his voice steady but firm. I froze, watching as my mom pleaded with him. "Please, you have the wrong person," she cried, but they ignored her. I wanted to scream, to intervene, but something about the cop's eyes made me hesitate. He wasn't cruel like the others. There was a flicker of doubt in his gaze. "I'm sorry," he said softly as they cuffed her and led her away. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying the moment in my head, especially the blue-eyed cop. I knew I couldn't just sit back. I had to find out why my mom had been arrested, and who this cop really was. The next day, I visited the police station. My hands were trembling as I approached the desk. "I need to speak to Officer Blake," I said, trying to sound confident. The receptionist raised an eyebrow, but directed me to him. When I saw him, my heart skipped a beat. He looked surprised to see me, but motioned for me to sit. "I'm here to find out why my mom was arrested," I said, my voice shaking. Blake sighed. "It's a complicated case. She's accused of embezzlement, but we're still investigating." I refused to believe it. "My mom would never do that." "I believe you," he said quietly, and for a moment, our eyes met. There was something reassuring about his presence, even though he represented everything that had torn my world apart. "I'll look into it," he promised, and I felt a glimmer of hope. Over the next few weeks, I found excuses to visit the station. Each time, I'd see Blake. He started sharing bits of the case with me, always careful not to break protocol. "You're persistent," he said one day, smiling. "I like that." His kindness caught me off guard. Wasn't he supposed to be the enemy? I started noticing things about him. How he ran a hand through his hair when stressed, or how his eyes softened when he talked to me. One day, I blurted out, "Why did you become a cop?" He looked thoughtful. To help people, to make a difference. His sincerity made my chest tighten. I realized I was starting to trust him. And then, it hit me. I was falling for the man who arrested my mom. I tried to suppress the feeling, but it grew stronger every time we talked. One evening, Blake called me. "I found something," he said, his voice urgent. He picked me up in his car, and we drove in silence. "Your mom might be innocent," he began, breaking the tension. My heart soared. "Really? What did you find?" "There's evidence pointing to someone else. A colleague of hers," he explained. Relief flooded through me, but it was short-lived. "This might put us both in danger," Blake warned. "Are you ready for that?" I nodded without hesitation. "I'd do anything for my mom." That night, we worked together to gather more evidence. It felt like something out of a movie, just the two of us against the world. As we dug deeper, we uncovered a web of corruption. It wasn't just one colleague. It was an entire network of criminals. Blake's superiors were involved, and they weren't happy about us snooping around. One night, I found a threatening note on my doorstep. "Stay out of this or else," it read. I showed it to Blake, who insisted on staying nearby to protect me. Having him close made me feel safe, but it also complicated my emotions. One evening, as we sat in my living room, he said, "I'll do everything I can to protect you." Without thinking, I leaned in and kissed him. It was impulsive, but it felt right. For a moment, the world disappeared, and it was just us. The next day, we were ambushed by men in black suits. They chased us through the city, forcing us to hide in an abandoned warehouse. "This is insane," I said, my heart pounding. "Welcome to my world," Blake replied, smirking despite the danger. Together, we outsmarted our pursuers and escaped. But the experience left me shaken. "Is it always like this for you?" I asked. He nodded. "But having you here makes it worth it." His words gave me strength. We were in this together. Finally, we gathered enough evidence to clear my mom's name. Blake presented the evidence to an honest judge, bypassing his corrupt superiors. My mom was released, and I cried tears of joy as I hugged her. "I knew you'd never give up on me," she said. Blake stood nearby, watching with a proud smile. But our victory came at a cost. Blake was suspended for going against orders, and I felt guilty. It was worth it, he told me. You and your mom deserve justice. His selflessness made me fall for him even more. We decided to fight the corruption together, becoming an unstoppable team. Our bond grew stronger, and I knew I'd found someone I could trust forever. Blake got reinstated after an internal investigation exposed the corrupt officers. He became a hero, but he remained humble. My mom started a new job, and our life slowly returned to normal. Blake and I started dating officially, and every day felt like a new adventure. He taught me how to stand up for what's right, no matter the odds. Together, we made a promise to always protect those who couldn't protect themselves. Our story became an inspiration to others, showing that love can bloom even in the darkest times. Looking back, I never imagined falling for the cop who arrested my mom. But life has a funny way of surprising you. And as I tell the story, I hope it inspires you to believe in second chances and the power of love.
Welcome to MSA, it's your time to shine, where every story's told and every moment's divine. From laughter to tears, from tales untold, MSA 2025, the future unfolds. Click and subscribe, you're in for a ride. Adventures and journeys, we've got nothing to hide. Get ready for magic, get ready for dreams. MSA 2025, when nothing's as it seems. MSA 2025, the place to be, where the stories live and you're wild and free. Every twist, every turn, a new world to see. MSA 2025, come and join the family. From fantasy lands to the deep unknown, our stories will guide you. You'll never be